rarely see golfers have really slow backswing, okay? Most of them kind of cock the wrist too early, get the club too far. They try to pull the hands up to get the club head up, which is like this, and then they get the club too upright. Hi everybody, welcome back to Golf with Michelle. Today I'm going to talk about the rhythm for the backswing. I would say the backswing kind of sets you up for your downswing. So however you swing it back, it does affect the plane, the speed, the rhythm on your downswing. So I always tell my students to make sure you swing at a speed you can control, especially if you kind of swing it too fast on the way back. Sometimes we might slow down on the way down, or sometimes we try to rush it. That causes an inconsistent impact. So number one, I rarely see golfers have really slow backswing, okay? Most of them kind of cock the wrist too early, get the club too far on the inside, the club face open, or they try to pull the hands up to get the club head up, which is like this, and then they get the club too upright. So if I get the club head up too fast by cocking my wrist, you can see the club face is open, and then it will cause too flat of a shoulder plane, or sometimes across the line. If I try to get the club head up using my hands, I might end up just pulling it up and then getting the club head too high and too upright. So this can cause a very inconsistent downswing. So how we want to set a good position at the top of the backswing. So if we have too fast of a rhythm, first of all, we'll lose control. I always say that we must have control with our shots. So first you lose control, you lose the feel. If you don't have feel, we are all, to be honest, playing golf, there's a lot of feel on the golf course. You get to know, okay, it feels like that on the way back. Okay, I gotta feel this to get a good position at the top. But then if you go too fast, you definitely have no feel. And then you will also, and you can't control the position at the top of the backswing. So if you can't control the position at the top of the backswing, then you won't be able to swing it square and bring the club back on plane on the way down, because the downswing is way faster than the backswing. So there's a few drills that I like to show you so you will be able to practice your rhythm for your backswing. So there's a few things that you can work on to have a better rhythm on the way back. Number one, you can get two balls, and the front ball will be the ball that you're gonna hit, and then just put the club head right in the middle of the two balls, okay? So you set up like you're gonna hit the first ball. This is to help you to keep the club face a bit square on the way back, and also kind of slow down the takeaway for you to allow your body, your chest and the hip to turn on the way back, okay? So really simple, just put the ball behind, just make sure you want to push the ball straight down. So set up, push the ball back. Now I'll say this would be a pretty good rhythm to get the ball on the way, to get the club head to a pretty good position and a good rhythm on the way back. While pushing the ball back, you're forced to keep the club face square. So you keep the club face square. If you kind of open the club face, you won't be able to push the ball straight out. So push the ball straight out. So this would be a good drill to work on the rhythm on the way back. So push it straight out, so you force the body and the hip to turn together, so it kind of synchronize on the way back, okay? So if we yank this back, if you have the ball behind you, and then I rush my backswing, okay, like this, the ball is gonna go towards the right side and go behind me, okay? So we wanna feel the squareness of the club face and the rhythm on the way back. Okay, so this is a drill that you can work on. Number two, really simple. Sometimes we just need to be a bit more relaxed, okay? A bit more relaxed. So maybe you want to just waggle a little bit before you hit the ball. You know, for me, it's just kind of move a little bit, move my wrist a little bit so that I can have a better rhythm on the way back. If people tend to get a bit too tense, you know, when they get too tight, they'll kind of push the club head into the ground. When they push the club head into the ground, again, that will cause them to bring the club head really fast without turning as well. So in order to avoid that, there's another thing that you can work on is try to hang your club head a little bit behind the ball. Just hang the club head. That will force the body to relax a little bit, and you will have to start the turn with the body. Okay, that will give you a better rhythm as well. So again, if you get too tense, you know, you see some people like set up like this, pushing the club into the ground, and when you're doing that, you kind of see people brushing the grass a bit behind of the ball. So that will also affect the rhythm, because sometimes if you brush it, sometimes you don't brush it, that will kind of mess up the timing as well. So you can hang the club face, kind of waggle a little bit, all right? That will be also another thing that you can work on. The other thing you can work on is counting in your mind. You can start counting, like, let's say for me, it's usually 1, 2, 3. I'll get to a pretty good position at the top. So 1, 2, 3. That is my rhythm. But I won't say that you have to go 1, 2, 3. Some people it's 1, 2, or maybe sometimes a bit longer, but you need to make sure you keep doing that for maybe one whole session, and then try to figure out what is best for you. So again, I'm gonna set up, and I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that rhythm. So if you can find that good rhythm, you'll be able to hit it more solid, especially if you're on uneven lies on the golf course as well. And one more thing you can do is also find that trigger point. Everyone has a trigger point on how to start your backswing. For me, I'm sure if you guys have watched most of my videos, I have the thing that where I kind of move my head a little bit on the way back. That it kind of helps me a little bit to get the backswing going. You know, I see some golfers kind of try to, you know, start their golf swing. Maybe, okay, I'm going to get my right hip going back, because some people don't really turn on the way back, so they kind of feel a little bit of this before they hit the ball, before they take their backswing. So they will do this, kind of, you know, start the backswing with a slight turn, or some people kind of relax the wrist a little bit. They need to get the backswing a bit more like this, get the right wrist bending back, and then get the body going. So it's different for everybody, but you need to find that trigger point. We all have a trigger point at downswing, right? When we get to the top, everyone has that little thing that they do on the way down, how to start the downswing. Same for the backswing. But backswing is easier because it's slower and it's more control. So I suggest that you find something that will be able to help you to start the backswing a bit more rhythmatic, a bit more consistent. So it will be a lot easier on the way down, all right? So that's all I have for today. I hope that this video will be able to help you to have a more consistent backswing, and of course that will lead to a better downswing. All right, if you guys do like this video, please share it to your friends that you think that they need it, and I'll see you guys again soon.